Let's make these beautiful, soft and moist vanilla mini Bundt cakes. They're perfectly sized individual desserts that can be iced or glazed to look elegant and to satisfy any sweet cravings. Here's how to make them. You'll need these ingredients, and they should all be at room temperature, so take any refrigerated items out of the fridge a few hours before baking. Sift your dry ingredients, the flour, baking powder, and bicarbonate of soda or baking soda if you're in the US. Sifting makes the cake lighter instead of dense. Drop the butter and sugar into your mixer and beat at medium speed until creamy, and then add vanilla and egg and mix together. You'll notice that since this is a tiny batch of cake batter, your mixer will struggle to reach the ingredients on the sides of the bowl. So you can either use a paddle with a scraper, or you'll have to scrape around the edges of the bowl a few times with a spatula to pull in any stuck ingredients. When the batter is evenly mixed, add buttermilk and oil and mix that in, and then add the dry ingredients you sifted, and mix on the lowest speed until you don't see any flour in the batter. Okay, mixing done. This is my mini Bundt cake pan, and you can grease this by rubbing each ring with the wrapper from your butter, or you can spray the pan with a non-stick spray. I like to use a tiny bit of flour after the butter to make the pan extra non-stick, so that every part of the pattern comes out neatly when you turn out the mini Bundt cakes from the pan. A non-stick baking spray with flour in it is, of course, a much quicker option. I like to use a piping bag to pipe the batter into the pan to make less mess. An ice cream scoop is another good option for getting the batter into the pan neatly. It will seem like you don't have enough batter, but you really only want each mini Bundt ring or cavity to be half full of batter because they'll rise a lot and you want the tops to be flat since they'll eventually be the bottoms. Use a toothpick or a spatula to jiggle the batter so it's level, and now let's put these into the oven. Bake these mini Bundt cakes at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. To test that they're baked, press lightly on one and it should rise back up. You want a faint imprint in the batter because these will continue baking for a moment after you take them out of the oven since the pan is so hot. And if you wait until the cakes spring back up, they'll be overbaked and dry. Wait 5 minutes and then turn the pan upside down onto a wire rack, tapping it so that the mini Bundt cakes come out. Look at these beauties. Leave them to cool completely, and while you're waiting, make a glaze or icing or whatever you want to put on top of these. My favourite is white chocolate ganache, which is really easy to make with just 2 ingredients. 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream or double cream, microwaved for 20 seconds until there are bubbles around the edges, and then add 3/4 cup of white chocolate, either chips or a chocolate bar chopped up. Leave it for 5 minutes and then stir until smooth. You can put the bowl back in the microwave for 10 seconds if there are still lumps. You can add all sorts of ingredients to this to change the flavour. Mash raspberries and mix those in, or blend mango and stir that in. Or use dulce de leche with the white chocolate ganache to thin it out and add more flavour too. Drizzle the flavoured ganache over the mini Bundt cakes after they cool, or use the white chocolate ganache on its own without adding any other ingredients. You'll notice that the look changes with the temperature. If you wait for the ganache to cool to room temperature, it's thick, and it will form a drip or a defined drizzle on the mini Bundt cakes. But if you spoon it over a cake while it's still warm, it's much thinner and runnier, and a lot will absorb into the cake, which still gives it flavour, but after it cools, it will look like a glaze instead. Shiny, but with less noticeable drips. Anyway, enough about ganache. Now for the most important part, the taste test. These vanilla mini Bundt cakes are soft and light and moist and rich and buttery and everything you want in a vanilla cake. And the ganache topping makes it easy to add lots of different flavours with very little effort. I'm selflessly tasting them all, and the raspberry and mango are definitely my favourites. Tell me in the comments if you're going to make these. You'll find this and all of my recipes on BritishGirlBakes.com, and also my cake school, where I teach hundreds of cake designs and decorating techniques. Thanks for watching.